ask you to release your anger, your pain, and your fear. Your past doesn't exist. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But we do have right now. I've never met anyone that said, I like losing. Would everyone raise their hand that like to win? 100% like to win. That's what I get all the time. But Bobby Knight said, everyone likes to win, but everyone's not willing to do what it takes to win.
Right. Say that again.
John Wooden said, he don't wait for the game to start to win. He wins his games in practice with preparation. So when the game starts, he becomes a spectator because the work has already been done. And I say to you tonight, you're in a winning situation right now. You don't have to create it. All you have to do is get a mentor like me. Because what's happening here tonight is something I imagined a long time ago. There's a guy who's mentoring me now, and he never even knew I existed. But the first time I ever met him was in this very same room 2.5 years ago when Ms. Jay Scotton was promoted to Executive Diamond. Met him for the first time. I saw him from afar and I said, who is that guy? And I asked questions and they whispered his name and they whispered his position. And they said he was documented to have helped develop 41 millionaires. He has a system. And I began to listen to what he had to say. And that night I made a decision that I need to get a little closer because he might be the guy that can help me do some self-development to help me become the person I would like to be. So he has this book. The name of his book is, How's That Working So Far? The book is hitting the high charts on Amazon. How's that working so far? I watch his videos. He has a son in the business. It's very successful. He has a system that works. I was talking to a gentleman last night from 1:30 in the morning. I said, you don't have to come up with all your bright ideas and invent anything. Just find you a mentor. Find someone successful. And just listen and learn and develop. And over a period of time, what you think about, what you have studied, you will become. But guess what? The author of this book, his name is Robert Hollis. He's bigger than life. And we tonight are very fortunate because guess what? I want you to stand up and give him a round of applause. He's in the building tonight. Robert Hollis. Thank you.
Man, you got this guy every week? I want to sign back up. Let me grab this since I did the effort of hooking it up. See if it works here. Should have told. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
It's good.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Not too loud. All right.
You're good.
Okay. Sorry, Chuck. I should have told you about the microphone. How's everybody doing tonight?
Wonderful.
I really need your help here. Who is brand new and seeing this for the first time? And raise your hands high. This entire presentation without getting the answers to your questions. Because I can't imagine if I would have walked out of the same room 25 years ago thinking I knew everything, didn't get my answers questions answered. Okay? You guys are going, oh my God, I'm going to be wealthy. Because it would have cost me over $38 million. But more importantly, you know, it was amazing because Chuck talked about, and I knew I'd probably end up at a presentation here again. See, 2.5 years ago when I came and did a presentation for Lavelle, give Lavelle a hand, Lavelle Scott. And of course we have a leader, Val, give him a hand. 2.5 years ago, I came here to do a presentation for Lavelle and Majay. And when I walked into park my car in the parking garage, and when I pulled in, there was a Rolls Royce sitting in front of this place. And as I was walking in, George Braz, which he sent all our prayers, had a family tragedy. He had his hand on like the grill, taking a picture. And I came around and I said, dude, what are you doing? He goes, I'm sorry, is this your car? And I said, no, but one day I'll have one.
All right.
Now the Rolls that is parked in the front is mine. Now, before the new people get upset, I just wanted to tell you my story, okay? So, you know, that is, for those of you that believe in God, all I can tell you is that Rolls is sitting out there because God wanted me to have it. And if you don't understand that, I suggest that you spend more time getting to know Him.
All right. Well, come on, say that again, brother. Say that again.
Because everybody always sees someone that buys something like that, and they go, well, I wouldn't buy one of those. I would just give more money to charity. Well, you don't have a clue how much I give to charity. See, 10% is just where you start. But all of a sudden, when you start giving, that no man should boast, all of a sudden it gets to a position where you start getting rewarded, and it's difficult. So I don't want to turn it off. I just keep working, and he keeps giving, and I keep giving him more, and then he keeps giving, and then I just keep giving. I like this. So that car out there is something that God gave me that I manage. And a lot of people have been saying recently, since I came back out of retirement, you know what I mean? I never was in retirement, you know, but people are saying, well, he doesn't have to do this. Yes, I do. I've already made a promise that if I ever learned how to be successful, that I would spend the rest of my life teaching other people to do it too. That's why I'm here. So really quickly, because I don't want to take a lot of your time here. How many people in this room were taught how to be successful? Raise your hand. See, I was taught how to be successful. You go to school and get good grades. I messed up there. I found out that if people got A+, they let them go to the next grade, and if you got D-, they pushed you too. So why work so hard? But how many people know that regardless of the decisions you make in life, you pay for them? Good or bad. So at the end of my senior year, I found out there was not a lot of places that wanted my continued education if I was going to goof off that much in high school. Does that make sense? Yes. So I picked a trade school. And I went to a trade school, North Dakota State School of Science, and I became an auto mechanic. Now, I was going to say automotive engineer, but that's like a landscape engineer that mows your lawn. You know what I mean? And the waste management engineer is your garbage man. I was an auto mechanic. And all I was told to do is that if I went and got a good job and worked hard, I'd be financially done. Now, is anyone currently on that plan? The name of my book? How is that working? That's where that name of that book came from. See, because I was out there doing everything I thought I was told to do. And I was always had a little more month left at the end of the month. I think I said that right. Yeah. And if I got a little bit in savings, something would happen to my car. Something would happen to my apartment. Something would happen that would take all my savings away. And I'm just living paycheck to paycheck. And what happened is I sort of lost my passion for what I love to do, and I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Anyone been there? Mm-hmm. And a van came off a hoist, and I was so smart, I tried to stop it. And it pinned my back against my toolbox, and it hyperextended my knee. Now, is there any doctors in the room? I don't want to be mean to doctors, and this is being taped. But do you know what the difference between a doctor and God is? God doesn't think he's a doctor. You can use that to your doctor, right? And so really what happened is the doctor in this white coat looks at me, he puts his hand on my leg, and he said, man, you're in trouble. You'll never be a mechanic again. You'll be lucky if you walk without a limb. Wow. And it's going to be hard to support your weight. Wow. I believed everything he said. Now I'm asking everyone in this room, your mind's like a parachute. It only works if it's open. And I want you to ask yourself this question, if you can put yourself here. What if you were told tomorrow that the way that you earn income for your family now stops today? Would it make you open-minded?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't care what you do, but you can't do that anymore. See, that was what I was told after going to school, getting good grades in college, because I was paying attention. Now I'm a single father. And I went out and I got good grades and I got a good job. I was working for Roger Penske in El Monte, California, at Longo Toyota. I was making good money compared to all the people I hung around. Did anyone catch that? Yeah. I like people that go, oh, I make good money. Really? I hang around people that give away $110 million a year so young children can hear in the world. You hang around people that give away $110 million a year, all of a sudden it doesn't make you look like you're doing much. So I'm challenging myself, right? I get around people that say, hey, you need to write a book. You got to push it and get it on the Amazon one, Amazon #1. You got to, these people push. But they hang around other people that push. Whether you like Bill Clinton or not, the guy that started the Starkey Foundation that actually was helping a little over 6,000 kids here a year. Wow. He traveled all over the world and gave children that couldn't afford hearing aids. Okay? And he had a foundation last year, and Bill Clinton was one of the speakers there. And he walked right up to this guy and he said, listen, I'm proud of you, but you can do more. Wow. So he did it. So it went from 6,000, I think, to a little over 21,000. Because you hang around people that don't say you're doing so well. Wow. Come on, step up. You can do more. Okay. How many people in this room could do more? See? For some people that didn't raise your hand. Want me to do it again? See, how many people in this room procrastinate? How many people want to think about it and raise their hand later? I don't know. Do I procrastinate? I don't know. I don't know. And so what happened to me? I got down on, sometimes you just got to ask for help. And I got down on the knee I had left. And I said, God, you got to help me. I don't know what I can do, but apparently you put me in a position where I'm making $900 a month on workman's comp. I got to do something. And I had a guy that called me and said, hey, listen, I met this guy that's making $62 grand a month. You need to come meet him. He's expanding a company in the area. Now, how many people in this room have ever been involved in a home-based business before? See, understand, I came from North Dakota, Montana. I've never heard of such a thing. Thank God I didn't have somebody that was broke poison my mind. Now, after I got in, there was a lot of them that showed up. Are you kidding? You must be out of your mind. But guess what? I had already hung around someone that did it, so I listened to them. Exactly what Chuck said. And so all of a sudden, he stood in front of the room and showed me this. Now, I'm looking around. Who's brand new here? I'm going to use you. Can you come up here, please? Give her a hand. I need your help just a second. Come over here. And how many people have seen checks? I mean, checks. Now, I know what a lot some of you are saying, wow, they're not cashed yet. Reason why is I don't have to. But now I get 10 checks a week from 10 different countries. And what I'm going to have this lovely lady do is just read them off real quick. And also tell me what country they're from.
Okay. I don't have my glasses on, but that's okay.
All right?
All right. Okay. Where's the country at?
Okay, that one's the United States.
Oh.
That's okay.
My goodness. Okay. Is this like $6,636?
Yes.
Okay. It's upside down. Okay. We go. Where is the country?
Mexico.
Oh, right here. Okay. Mexico. $6,256. This right this time.
That one's America.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
$5,372.
Mexico.
Mexico. $3,885.
Mexico.
$3,866.
Mexico.
$3,691.
That is El Salvador.
$1,639.
El Salvador.
$1,560.
El Salvador.
Oops. $1,585.
Peru.
$1,294.
That's Canada.
$1,270.
That's Peru.
$1,226.
Peru.
$1,206.
Peru.
$1,166.
Costa Rica.
$1,067.
Canada.
$1,065.
That's enough.
Yes.
Thank you. Give her a hand. Now, why did I do that? Because I just wanted to get the BS out of the way. Okay? There's still some people in the room going, he's just trying to sell me. I don't need your money. You need mine. For those of you, I know I'm pushing some buttons here. That's my job. You know the 3 words that you can find me on Google? Google my name, Robert Hollis.
Yep.
I'm called the enthusiastic entrepreneurial evangelist. We just had Memorial Day. And there's a lot of people. I met a person in the military. Everyone in this room that served, thank you. But I don't get the point of these people dying for our freedom to be brave and then sit around and be a slave for somebody else and call it a job.
Wow.
That just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, 25 years ago, I was in the same boat because I didn't know any better. How many people know what ignorance is? See, ignorance means you just don't know you don't know. But when you learn, and now you know and you don't do anything, that's now stupid.
Wow.
Don't be stupid. That's my goal for you here today, is don't be stupid. If someone sends you a text and said, hey, listen, if you normally come home on the 210, there's a bunch of highway patrolmen sitting there giving away tickets. You were ignorant. Now you have knowledge. If you speed up and get a ticket, that's stupid. How many people got that? So I'm going to share with you a bunch of quick facts here, and the one that I want to share with you is how many people have heard that money doesn't buy happiness? See how high I'm raising my hand? Money doesn't buy happiness. But here's another thing I learned. Neither does poverty. So pick one. Money doesn't buy happiness. Well, I'm sure if you're broke, are you happy? No, I'm not happy. Try being wealthy and then see if you're unhappy. If you are, then you're wealthy unhappy. You know what I mean? How many people say stuff like this? It just cracks me up. I used to be one. You know what I mean? I don't want to go in a different tax bracket. When you can pay people to do your taxes, you're in a lower tax bracket. You might not like it, but you are. They made the rules, they They've put up the chess game. They made the Monopoly game. I just play it. Did you hear all the checks I got from other countries?
Yes.
I don't want to get anyone upset here at the government because you're already there. Do you know that Peru, El Salvador, Ecuador, Colombia, they charge me a flat tax of 30 to 33% before I even get my money. But because I bring the money into the United States gives me a tax credit. Because I paid taxes in another country.
Wow.
So I don't have to pay taxes on the money that I bring into the United States. They give me tax credits that I can take off the money I made in the United States.
Wow.
I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. It's cool that I pay less than 4% on my money, but I'm going like something here doesn't make sense.
So funny.
That's probably why we're in debt.
Yeah.
So don't get me started. Okay? So how many people in this room, if I could just share a simple concept with you that was shared with me 25 years ago, that changed my thoughts forever, could you possibly just open your mind, enjoy yourself, and let me share it with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay? There's always someone in this room that I hope you don't have a breaking point like me. My breaking point was $900 a month. I was barely covering all my bills. All of a sudden I'm on, getting evicted out of my apartment. I put a pawn on my toolbox. I also put a pawn on the car I was driving. And one day I was driving home with my son. At that time it was about 7. And I parked the car and he said, "Dad, if you go up 2 more blocks and hang a left, the apartment's on the left side." I did not know, fathers in the room, parents in the room, how to lie to my son. Because I was hiding the car from the repo man. I didn't understand what I did wrong to get into a position where I couldn't provide for me and my family. That was the day I drew a line in the sand and said, I ain't living like this anymore.
Amen.
I'm not. And I pray to God that you get it before you get there. But all of a sudden my mind opened. Like I said, a guy introduced me. I went down and met this guy. I seen his check in my mind sort of, how many people are skeptics and will be admitted? See, it's okay to be a skeptic, just don't die one. You know what I mean? It's like, how many people were told we got a 12-year or more education, and how many people were told that you can't make a decision unless you got all the facts? Is there anyone that's been married in this room?
Yes.
Yeah.
More than once?
Yeah.
Did you get all the facts? Boy, someone messed that up. How many people in this room have children? Did you get all the facts?
No.
My God, if you did, you wouldn't. But once you do it, don't you figure it out. You just go, hey, I got to figure this out. And you either can look at it every day as being bad or look at it every day being good.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly where my head was. I had to get wrapped around this concept that I was skeptical. I sat in front of the room and he was going through and showing me all these principles. And the very first thing I thought is, I can't wait to talk to this guy. I want to know what he did before this. And God set me up. Because I walked up to him, his name is Bill, and I said, "Bill, what'd you do before this?" And he says, "Have you ever seen those guys who switch your tires from one rim to another?" And I installed car stereos. I went, crap. Because an auto mechanic's smarter than someone who switches tires. How many people know where I am? Some of you, I said I was a mechanic, and you said, well, I'm smarter than this guy. I just need your income to show it.
Ooh. Ooh.
A lot of people in this room know more than me, but your lifestyle doesn't show it.
Wow.
That's weird. How can you know more than me, but you just don't want to apply it? That's stupid. If you have the knowledge to be successful, would you stop clowning around? There's a lot of people that need your money. I mean that. Make enough money so you can give it away. You can't, I'm telling you, for those of you that want to make money, I'll show you how to make a lot of money, and if you don't want it, I'll show you how to give it away. I got so many charities lined up, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
How many people think it's hard? Yeah. How many people think it's hard to find charities that need money? Yeah, not one hand raised. There's people in this room right now that support charities. Get them money. Does that make sense? So let me share with you what he shared with me. The first thing that he said is he asked me very simply, are you dissatisfied in any area of your life? And I said, yeah. And he said, listen, you need to find a why to do this. Why do you want to do this? And I was sharing with Chuck at the beginning, I actually changed the whole way I did presentations. I sit down with brand new people like Joe and say, Joe, before I ever share you the facts, can you tell me why you would do something like this? And you got to take the time to find out what they're upset about, what they don't like. They don't have enough free time. They don't make enough money. They don't spend enough time with the people that they love. You got to find out why people will do this. You got to ask yourself why you would do this. Because if you don't know why, what's the chances of you doing it?
Slim. None.
If you don't believe me, I bought a Bowflex. Why are you laughing? That's not funny. I'm kidding.
You haven't started using it yet.
Thank you. She laughed out loud. Whoopsie, I haven't hurt his feelings. You did hurt my feelings. I bought a Bowflex because I seen the commercial.
Yeah.
And you see those ripped people, man. Where do they find these perfect people? 20 minutes a day. It was awesome. I bought it. Now, how many people know I don't use it? But isn't it funny for anyone here that does understand health? If you just walk 20 minutes a day, ate sensibly, and drink water, that's supposed to work too.
Right.
So it's not just a Bowflex, right? So I wanted to get in shape. So that's why I bought it. But if I don't do anything with it, it doesn't work, right? So really quickly, I ran into a principle 25 years ago. And there was a book. Anyone here heard a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill? Now, I'm dyslexic. So I figured out how to go through school and trade school without reading a book.
Wow.
Teeter. I cheat. I asked other people for their notes. I paid other people for their notes. I had valedictorians of other high school take my English in college because I would take their blueprint. Because I knew math, I knew blueprinting, but I did not know English. Sorry. I know there's no one in this room that's ever cheated, so you probably don't understand where I'm coming from. All right? But I never heard of this book called Think and Grow Rich. And here's one of the most sold books in history. Of 500 of the wealthiest people in the world were interviewed by a guy over 20-some years. And he put 3 common things in a book for them. Here's the 3 things out of interviewing the 500 wealthiest people. And I found a book called The Science of Getting Rich that was written 20 years before this book that inspired that book. Wow. It's called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. Now, how many people know that right now we're in a deal where if it was 1910, we've gone past the 100-year mark.
Yeah.
If you go to this website, robertsgift.com, no comma, just ROBERTS gift.com, I have the book and PDF and also the audios for free. Okay?
Look at that.
Because if you start thinking different, you will become different, just like Chuck said. All of a sudden, I started, instead of watching NASCAR, football, and all these things I used to watch, I started pumping multi-millionaire and billionaire ideas in my head. And I started talking different and acting different and expecting different. And all of a sudden, everyone now calls me Lucky. I go, my name is Robert, not Lucky. But how many people notice that the harder people work, the luckier they get?
Yeah.
It's bizarre. So please listen to these principles. I'll give you the 3 principles very quick. First one is OPI, other people's idea. If you really check wealthy people, most wealthy people, a majority of wealthy people, did not make money by coming up with an invention or an idea. They found someone else's idea and they just did that.
Wow.
Starbucks. Anyone know of Starbucks? They invented coffee. No. They invented coffee shops. No. What did Starbucks invent?
$5 coffee.
$5 coffee. Now we might laugh at the $5 coffee. It might be an ambience, might be, this experience, the feeling, whatever you want to say to charge $5. guys sitting and watching Starbucks and going, wow. So then, that was in Portland, Oregon, and it happens to be cold up there, so why don't I just start one in Seattle, and I'll call it Seattle's Best. Why are you guys smiling? It's like we watched Starbucks become a billion-dollar company, and here's one right behind it.
Yeah.
And then McDonald's now. Can you go to McDonald's and get a frappe or a cappuccino? Yes. There's a new entrepreneur. Henry Ford did not invent the automobile. Mercedes did. Ray Kroc at McDonald's didn't invent hamburgers.
Burger King.
Get this, Burger King invented franchising before Ray Kroc did.
Wow.
Did he beat him at it? Now, for you guys that understand marketing, I just don't want to get mean to you here, but I understood I didn't know how to make 62 grand.
Wow.
See, when I met Bill and I'm going, this guy made 62 grand, well, I know. How long has he been doing this? I said, how long have you been in this company? How long did it take you to make that? And he says, I've been here for about 6 months.
Wow.
Crap. Because I figured if he had years and years and years and years of experience, that's why he's making so much money. Guess how long I've been in Ghana Life?
How
This
long?
was my 6th month. Now, I might have took a lot of experience that I've had over the past 25 years, but guess what? This company works. If you're in other companies and you wonder why this versus what you're doing, duplication. No one's heard me say this because I catch on to things as I'm talking to people. I talked to a girl today. Her name is Becca Gary. She's got a degree in psychology. She's working 2 jobs at Wingstop at Fridays because she can't find a job. You guys probably don't know any other college people that can't find a job. They're saying 70% now go back and live with their parents.
Wow.
50% can't get a job. We hear about this 9 or 7% unemployment rate, but college kids cannot find a job. Why? Because the people that got laid off that are above 20, 30 years old are now taking lower jobs. And they're taking those college jobs away
Wow.
for less money. Right? So all of a sudden I'm looking at this and I'm just going, wow, you know, all of a sudden everything he's saying is making a little bit of sense. And that's all I want is tonight, is for you to look at this and say, wow, you know, maybe this makes sense. So when you look at some things that we heard of, that all of a sudden Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, did he invent the MP3 player?
No.
Oh, he invented the cell phone.
No.
He invented the laptop. He invented the tablet.
No.
This guy's smart. Just take what someone has and make it a little bit better and see if you can't carve a 10% market share and become the wealthiest company on the planet. Did you guys catch that?
Yes.
See, some people all say, what's your competition? Listen, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. We don't need it all. We just need a little bit to become a billion-dollar company.
That's right.
2.9 billion people drink a cup of coffee a day. We just need a little bit. So the concept here is not, you don't have to have, and by the way, when I found out you didn't need to be smart to be wealthy, that's when I said this is my favorite book. Right? The second one is you got to help other people succeed in life. See, we're taught with 12 years of bad education or more, is that the only person that should be worried about is us. But when you find people that are massively successful, how many people in here have ever had a job? So you worked for an entrepreneur.
Wow.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
So entrepreneurs have a smart idea where they get a lot of people to work for them, which gives them a lot of money. How does franchising work? Think about this. What's your name? Kelly? Ellie. What if I said to Ellie, listen, Ellie, I guarantee you that if you work with me, you'll make $1 million your first year with me. Guaranteed. I'll put it on paper. Whatever you don't make, I'll cover. But you're making $1 million this year. I just want one thing from you. At the end of the year, you got to give me 6%.
Where can I sign up?
How many people said okay? That's franchising. And why do they make it franchising and make the rules so strong? Because they know there's stupid people out there. You don't change the arches. You don't come up with your own special sauce. You do everything exactly the way I tell you to, because if you ruin my franchise, then people can say, you don't make money with franchises.
Wow.
How many people know if you buy a McDonald's franchise, you got to go to Hamburger University?
Yep.
It's an accredited college.
Yeah.
Do you guys get this?
Yes.
So if you want to make more money and have a better lifestyle, when's the last time you went and got more education? Find a mentor. So I learned I got to teach other people how to be successful. If I teach other people how to be successful, and I get involved in a company that pays me a percentage of their sales, then I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
So right now I just went over 654,000 people in my group. Thank you very much. But how many people in this room don't have to be good at math or even science to know that if I'm getting paid out 654,000 people, I'm doing okay? See, you can split it as much as you want. What if it's just a nickel? Okay? Because I get paid on the 650,000 people every month.
Yeah.
Not once a year.
Wow.
Every month. So you got to teach other people how to become successful. Well, what if we put a system together that all you got to do is introduce people to the system, we'll teach them, and we'll pay you.
Like it.
You got to start thinking like a franchise salesperson. See, there's owners of the company, McDonald's. There's franchise owners. And in between, there's a middle guy called a franchise salesperson. Now watch this. If I'm sitting down with her, and she says, well, what's in the beef? You know, that's why you're going to Hamburger University. I have no clue what's in the beef. Where's the beef? I started that talking like that. How many people caught that? And so that's another principle. So you got to find a way to help other people be successful. The last one is you got to find a way to get paid residual. Again, here's a foreign principle to me, a foreign thought that I had never heard of. Can you imagine doing something one time and getting paid every month for the rest of your life for it?
Yeah.
How many people know that Ellen DeGeneres, Jennifer Aniston, makes $13 million a year on residuals and reruns of Friends? Now, how many people in this room, if you were making $13 million a year, could you try to pursue your passion and your dreams? They can even say, man, that was a bad movie. I'm still okay. I know Val's an incredible singer. And guess what? I found out when I started hanging around people that were incredible singers, the songwriters got it going on. They write a song and they get residuals, and a lot of artists that do their songs do not. How many people heard that the guy that did Happy Birthday, that when he died, a bunch of his family members got together, it was his song, and they started going after every restaurant that ever sang that song.
Wow.
And they had to pay.
Wow.
Then you go to Fridays or this other place, they do now a new version.
Yep.
Don't they? It's like, we don't want to pay that guy anymore. Okay, we'll do a different version of Happy Birthday. But you got to find a way to get residuals. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right.
How many people in this room have a cell phone? How many people pay the bill? And when you don't, you got to find another company that you pay the bill. I haven't always been successful. Here's where you know that you're a real redneck. Which, by the way, rednecks are not racist against black people. Rednecks don't like anybody. Because they don't like themselves. When you hate yourself, you hate everybody. Can I get an amen? Amen. But you know you're a redneck when you wreck your car to get the insurance payment to pay the payment on the car.
Wow.
I did not do that. I'm just telling you, okay?
I know That's right, Rob. Keep it real. Keep it 100, man.
I got some people that are going to get a lot of Rexes next week. June 3rd, payment hasn't been paid. Hey, I went to this seminar, never gave me away a big car payment.
You are funny, bro.
Guess what? You got to have insurance to pull this off. Residual. Verizon, AT&T. Don't they get residual on all
All our phones.
the billing, electric companies, cable companies? They got this figured out.
Yeah.
I made my millions in other companies. Guess what? Bottled water. How many people in this room drink bottled water? That was my first $1 million deal.
Wow.
My second $1 million deal was long distance. Anyone here make a call? I'm not as stupid as I look. I follow people that are smarter than me. Then I got involved in coffee. How many people do you know drink coffee?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Now listen to this. Please don't mess up here. It's important. Don't be one of those people that go, I don't drink coffee. If I gave you a Starbucks, are you intelligent enough to take it?
So funny.
You don't have to drink coffee to make millions of dollars off coffee. A lot of franchise owners that I know don't eat at the franchise. See, a guy owns a lot of McDonald's, he eats at Ruth Chris, Fleming's, Morton's. How many people are catching me? All right? So you got to find something that people are buying all the time, and it's got to be residual. Now, for those of you that said, well, not only don't I drink coffee, but I don't like hot drinks, let it cool off. I got an answer to every objection that you have for being broke. Because it's easy. There's other people going, I'm too busy. Like, that's impressive. Well, I'm just too busy. The people I hang around are not busy.
So funny.
Get there. How many people? You want to build a residual income when people call you up and say, hey, what are you doing? Whatever you want. Your answer shouldn't be, hey, what are you doing? I'm busy. That's not the right answer.
All right. All right.
I'm having fun today. You having fun?
Yeah.
So find something that's residual. Just to cover residual one more time because my mind had to click on this. Okay, I acquire customers in January, and you're going to pay me in February for them? Yeah. Let me get this correct. So when I go to February and I acquire more customers, you're going to pay me for those customers and the one I did in January?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'm going to ask one more. If I get in March and I acquire customers, are you going to pay me for those and the ones that I got in February and then the ones I got in January? Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people are starting to get that you don't have to be really good at this to make a lot of money? But there's a lot of people that get into this and they try to complicate it. I hope if I do anything here tonight, I hope I make this simple for you. Because if it's simple and you go, wow, this works, I think I can do this.
Right.
But I was talking about, I always come back, I'm ADD. And for those of you that don't know what ADD is, it's attention. I love the color of that blouse. What was I talking about? Okay. Oh, ADD, yeah. Attention deficit disorder. What's cool about having ADD is it's a blessing for me because I can't even remember why I'm mad at you. I'm mad at people for like 3 seconds. What'd you do wrong? Was I mad at you? I don't remember. You know what I mean? So I have a tendency of being happy all the time.
Wow.
So I'm going to go back to that story that you thought that I forgot about the girl that had the psychology degree.
Right.
Wow, you guys went, I forgot he was there. I'm back.
Yeah.
All right? So I was sitting down with her and her doing a waitressing for Wingstop and also for TGI Fridays. And I asked her this question. It dawned on me. Anyone else in this room a waitress? Waiter? I get to use you. What's your first name?
Adija.
Alija?
Adija.
Adija. Beautiful name. How many times while you're a waitress do you ask people if they want something to drink?
All the time.
Do you ever ask people if they want coffee?
Yes.
And when they say no, how upset are you?
I'm okay.
You're okay. Why do people get in this business and when people say no, you're not okay? I'm going to go after waitresses and waiters like crazy. They have no people, no problem walk up to me. Listen, can I get you a cup of coffee? Oh, awesome. And if someone says no, they go, hey, your problem. Don't they? See, we get into this business and we take rejection too hard, right? Can you imagine? I want to get this to you. Can you imagine every cup of coffee you've ever served to a customer that I would pay you $3.50 every month for the rest of your life for every cup of coffee you serve? I'd be working for you. Did you guys catch that? Some people try to make this so difficult. I'm just looking for people that need to make extra money, the people that want to be healthier. So now really quickly I'm going to go into our concept here. How many people have heard that, that this is a pyramid? Has anyone ever heard that? I've yet to meet a pyramid expert. But people come to me afterwards and go, is this a pyramid? And I went, those you break things in Europe? They go, no, in Egypt. And I said, well, if you knew where they were, you sure wouldn't think this was it.
Wow. Wow.
This looks nothing like that. Sorry. But how many people have heard this figure of 97.3%? Believe it or not, in the United States and England right now, all over, they're now calling it 99.1. And they're right. The divide between the wealthy and the unwealthy is getting larger and it's growing fast. Here's just a concept that was shared with me 25 years ago. Instead of getting mad at them, why don't you just figure out what they're doing? Now you're going to have 98%, 99% of the world upset at you, but it's okay. See, why get mad at people? Why not figure out what they're doing? And so in normal corporations, don't you have a CEO or an entrepreneur? And then he hires vice presidents, and you have national managers, regional managers, local managers, and what's at the bottom?
Employees.
Employees. Are there always going to be more employees than entrepreneurs?
Yes.
It's just that way. Or is every organization that we know built this way? Churches, government, are there more taxpayers than presidents? But yet we're taught, don't get involved in that pyramid thing. Well, the reason why is the 3%ers made that up so you guys will keep working for us. What else do you consistently believe that's not true? See, I believe that if I worked hard as a job, I'd be okay. Someone lied to me. And I wish you'd get upset as I did. Because I had a guy that was worth a lot of money said, Robert, here's the deal. What'd you do? I said, I'm a mechanic. How much did you make an hour? $14 an hour. Well, why do they charge me $50 an hour then when I go get my car worked on? So you mean someone smarter than you hired you, paid you a wholesale for your rate that sells it at retail and puts the rest in his pocket? I wanted to beat my boss up. But he had a lot of me. How many people in the room are tired of getting paid wholesale? You got to make a decision to be an entrepreneur. So how many people here have ever looked at a back of a dollar bill? On the top of the pyramid, on the back of a dollar bill is what?
An eye.
An eye. You know what that means?
I see.
I want to be there. Some of you will get that on the way home. It's a clue. So if you start here, and then you start going out and helping people, and then you help them help people, then you're going to build this organization that you get paid on residually. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Every entrepreneur has other people working for them. J. Paul Getty said it best. Driving the 405, think about leaving a foundation that is worth more now than he was when he was alive. See, that's where I am now. The reason I got to do this is I'm building a legacy. Steve Jobs left a dent in the universe. I want to leave a crater. 60% of almost everything we buy ends up in middleman profit. I love talking about this slide because this works this way with legal products, and it also works this way with illegal products. Now, I know there's no one in the room, but you have, some people in this room have friends that are still looking for the cutting out the middleman. And there's some people in this room that have friends that are the manufacturers. Okay? The little boy raises his hand. I see mommy go to the manufacturer. I'm kidding. I'm talking about that. What were you guys thinking? Mommy was the manufacturer for the beautiful little boy.
All right.
What were you guys thinking? Okay, so what if we cut out all the middlemen and put the 60% in our pockets? How many people just like that concept? And that's as simple as this business is. So now, what I want to share with you is, billions of dollars is made in this industry, and some of the top wealthiest people in the world have done this. A lot of people always say, well, if these guys did it, maybe I'd do it. If you want to know why you should get involved in Ghana Life versus any other company, let me tell you the number one reason. I'm in it. And that's the kind of attitude you got to have.
Wow. Love it. Right.
You get that attitude, and everyone will follow you. But if you want to think, contemplate, to consider, and sort of go, I sort of want to do this and play with it, then no one will follow you. Part of my book. How's that working? Make a commitment, follow through, okay? Now, one of the things that's really unique about our company is the guys that I've hung around that created this company. We have over 150 years combined leadership in doing this. This is not my first rodeo. And Jovan Kabasic, the CEO, it's not his first rodeo either. So you want to find people that say, well, Robert, what did you do before Ghana Life? I built an organization, over 600,000 people that did $110 million a year in 9 countries. Find people that will show you their documentation. How many people in this room follow people, sometimes on the internet, but they won't show you what they're making? If they won't show you, there's a problem. How many people have heard it's illegal to show checks? But I've never been in jail for showing checks. I'm joking. Sort of. Right? But the whole point is that what's against the law is if I showed you those checks and told you if you gave me money that you could make that same amount of money. See, when you tell people they can make money when you don't know their work ethic and their skills or their willingness to do that, now you're lying to people because you don't know what they're doing. So I just showed the checks of what's possible. Is that fair? So Jovan basically figured out, hey, listen, we've seen some other companies doing this. Ghana Life is the next billion-dollar company. So I was able to take 25 of my top money earners and bring them over to this company when we started from day one. We already have over 200 employees in 10 different countries. So we have that kind of solid infrastructure, and we're new. What's neat about being new? I know a lot of you are going to hear rumors and stuff about this, and I'll talk about it in a second. But how many people have heard, you know what, if you're going to make money in one of those network marketing pyramid things, you've got to get in at the beginning? How many people have heard that? Well, we get to use that right now. It's absolutely correct. You can go to all the people that you know and ask them, hey, have you heard of Ghana Life? And the answer is what? No. What a perfect place to have this strong of a company with these kinds of show-ups. I did a Saturday training in the Ontario office. Every Saturday, I do a briefing at 10:30 in the morning, and then also a training followed by 1 to 4. You can go to Ghana Vision and watch me all over the world. We had 10 countries on that webinar. And so right now, technology is fun. I think I brought in 15,000 people last month.
Dang, wow.
People go, is this working? Uh-huh. There's always these people like, well, I want to wait and see it if it works. Too late. We're already doing almost $2 million a month. Right? Now, what do we do? I get to go back to the Bowflex. Is there anyone in this room that's ever been told that you should be taking nutrition supplements? Is there anyone in this room that's can finish this sentence for me? An apple a day
Keeps the doctor away.
Man, they taught you some important stuff, isn't it? How many people in this room eat an apple a day? Raise your hand. Wow. I don't either. Isn't that amazing? We hear this stuff. Like no one in this room can eat an apple a day or afford an apple a day. Are you kidding me? So how many people in this room do know that our bodies need nutrition? Okay? The problem is, if it's not what we do, it's not what we do. So I've had all kinds of companies give me nutrition products, but when they give me nutrition products, I forget to take them. Like I forget to get on the Bowflex. Right? So what happened is Job and Kabase said, wow, what if we took the product that was so good for them and we slipped it into something that they would do every day? So he took the #1 product, Gonoderma lucidum, which is documented on government websites. You go to
PubMed.
yeah, PubMed.gov. PubMed is short for Publications Medical, so world's largest medical library. And you put in Gonoderma, and there's over 800 scientific documents on how great this product is. It's 5,000 to 6,000 years old. And so you take that product that's been used in Asia forever, and you slip it in stuff, 2 billion cups. I just seen, I think it's 2.9 now, because I just seen a 5-hour energy commercial. And they're saying, do you know that 2.9 billion cups of coffee are sold a day? Well, you can see everyone's doing this because it's the second most drank beverage in the world next to water, and it's the second largest commodity next to oil. So how many people think it's a great idea to slip it into your coffee when you want lemon? For those that you don't like caffeine, we're put it in hot chocolate. We put it in tea. For those that are purists, we put it in capsules. So we have cordyceps, which is known as one of those products that all the Chinese gymnasts were using to beat us in the Olympics. And they can't even find it on the doping. Immune system, Gonoderma pure. So all of this we put into products that everyone uses, and how many people think that it just makes sense?
Yeah.
Now listen to this, drinking 1 cup of our coffee, how many people in this room had a drink of our coffee when you came in? Thank you, LaBelle. Could have brought me some coffee. That was funny. He will. Where was I?
How many people drank coffee when they came in?
How many people drank coffee when they came in? Okay.
Look at that water.
Here's something. How many people in this room have been involved in another company?